So tell us about your book, though, because it just came out. Your second book just came out, and I want to learn a little bit more about what we can expect in the book.
Well, this is it's a collaborative effort. It's the name of the book is Camouflaged Sisters: Leadership Through the Eyes of Senior Military Women Leaders. And so there are 12 of us, and each one of us wrote one chapter in this leadership anthology. And I'm really just so pleased with, being associated with these group of women. And so the two women who were in the Women's Army Corps, WAC, if you know your history, that's how we all started out, women anyway. And one of the women, if you are familiar with the Little Rock Nine in Arkansas, when the school system there was integrated, that little 15-year-old girl you see in the picture sitting on that bench, that's that iconic book. She is one of the authors, co-authors, and she writes about her time there in integrating that high school with the other 8 young, courageous children at that time. And then her time in the military, doing postal, and then went on to be a journalist. So that's one of the authors. And my particular chapter is titled Beyond Competence. So most of the time, 99.9% of the time you encounter anyone in the military, then you assume that they're competent. You're going to be trained, right? And so once a person is competent, what I found is that it takes more than that to be an effective leader. It takes more than knowing how to complete a task to actually influence people, build teams. It takes more than knowing what the policy says to be able to have people to do sometimes what is unimaginable, especially as I learned in my personal 3 separate combat environments. First starting out in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, when I initially joined the Army as a second lieutenant. And then right after the Twin Towers and the Pentagon was hit in 9/11, 2003, I went to Qatar as a major. And I learned as a battalion commander in Iraq that definitely, being aware and, thoroughly understanding the policies and what an AG or human resources battalion was expected to do, that's one thing, and that's competence. However, it took much more than competence to develop a relationship with, my sergeant major, with my battalion staff, with other battalions, with soldiers, airmen, all from all different walks of life, to encourage them, provide resources, and to be able to be the face of the battalion for them, so that I could get them resources and get them what they needed through that 14-month, and some were there for 15 months and a little longer, that whole deployment process. This book, Camouflaged Sisters: Leadership Through the Eyes of Senior Military Women, my chapter, Beyond Competence, it just reminds us that building relationships, really, I believe, is what we have to do more than anything else. And so, you can walk around and talk about, I'm the leader, I'm in this position. Nobody care. Not until they know how much you care, right? That's what that book is about. So it's a few of the chapters focus on mentoring and coaching, but all of the chapters focus on or cover leadership journeys, techniques, tips, in the hopes that women and men will be able to avoid some of those pitfalls that the 12 of us, stepped in, to be able to use the book. Really, they can use it as a big toolkit, so that you might do your own, personal development sessions, and use, some of the chapters to walk people through scenarios or how they might improve their own leadership styles. They might have some particular challenges in your workplace or in your social environments, and this might help you move through it. And oh, by the way, knowing that everything that is in each one of us is really in everybody, right? And so that's what the book is about. Camouflaged Sisters: Leadership Through the Eyes of Senior Military Women Leaders. I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of the project. I was invited to participate and write my chapter, so I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed participating. I've enjoyed meeting some of the other co-authors also.